Hello, hello, Rhoda here. Welcome to my craft room. Today we're going to be working on a file folder journal. It's up underneath here, the file folder. But I've got all these pieces and parts laid out here, and I'll go through them here in just a second after we do the sneaky peek. I hope everybody's doing well and happy and healthy and having better weather than me. I'm not sure what it's doing out the window, whether it's snowing or raining. It's a little of both maybe. But here is the sneaky peek, which is some of those baseboard windows you can get from Tim Holtz. But I actually put some acetate in behind it, if you can see it. I don't know if you can see it shining. There we go. There we go. So I put that in behind it, and I made it a pocket. The digital had this beautiful little girl she wasn't in the window. She was just like peeking in on like either a pocket or something that she had. So I put this little deer cutout with her where it looks like she's outside playing in the snow with her little deer friend. And then I made, like I said, a pocket out of this. So here's the tag, it goes in. And here's another way you can do a tie for a tag. Do a couple of eyelets and then run you a ribbon through it. It's still pretty flat. Look, it's even flatter than if you would do it that usual way everybody does it, where they push it through the hole and then they loop it through the loop. Yeah, that takes up a little bit of space, but this doesn't take up hardly any space. So there's another idea for you. And the way I did the window, I had to rock and roll it to get down in there. The way I did the window, I put shutters on it from a Mente book that I had. And I made these tiny little cards that you could write on. So there's one of those on each side. And then I have a stamp that says, "Baby, it's cold outside." I had another die cut that had these little mittens. I figured they'd fit right in. I had another stamp set that had this little bag tree. He went right in. So you can use all these pieces and parts that you have lying around and make a pretty nice scene. I've got a couple snowflakes in here. Over here I've got a snowflake that I made out of gold foil. And this is part of the background here, that right there, and the tree and the window. And that's what gave me the inspiration for this one. I went and used this window over here and the tree over here. I didn't have a bird, but I did have a deer. But then I have a definition for silence right under there. So I thought that would give you a few ideas. Now this little goo-gaw right here, he kind of sticks up. But he's really pretty. He had to go there. All right, let's get this out of the way and get to our main attraction. And I'm going to show you what I have. Okay, the file folder is the base. And I'm not exactly sure how big I'm going to make this as yet, how I'm going to make it, but I'll be thinking about it. As you can see, some of our cemeteries are written on here. I'll be covering that up. Then I have this pack of backdrops. I don't know if it came from this one or the Halloween one, but I thought it looked like it would go into. He is an RN, but you know, you have the pharmacy kind of related things that I've got here that's going to go in his book. So he's smart enough to be a pharmacist, I can tell you that. So anyhow, that's what I picked out to go in there from this set of things. And then I have a few items that came from Scrapbooking with Me. She gave this as a freebie a couple Fridays back. And of course, it's got all kinds of stuff on there that would go with what he does. She also had this digital, and this digital was from a while back. She gave a freebie of it on her page, and I didn't write when, but I think it was back in 2023, so it's a little older. Some of her pieces were like big single sheets that would go this way. I didn't want them to face that way, so I made them into two to a page, so it made it the way I wanted, which I'll probably rip this down or something and see there's some on the back. It all has to do with druggists and you know, things like that, what they sell in a drugstore. This one as well. The real big one, I couldn't, I don't know, I think that was a mess up. Yeah, because that's right there. So this one I can pull aside. I'll use that somewhere else along the line. Maybe some of the cover. I think that's what I had planned to do with it. So yeah, all of these are going to be sheets that's going to be in the journal. That one didn't have anything on the back, but that's all right. So yes, these are things to scrapbooking with me. And then this one is an arty maze. Nature's Remedies, small ephemera. So I thought I could get a few pieces out of here and put on there. It's got nature and it's got butterflies, but I'll probably use some like the Mason's extract and herbs. I really like this row. So I might use a bit of this and a bit of that. And I think Beverly sent me this, Miss Beverly Nielsen. It's a weird kind of a fabric or something, but I thought I would cut it to where it'd make like a page in the book. Just for something different, something, you know, a different texture of sorts. I don't know if you could consider it like something to do with the pharmacy world. Who knows? And then I have a few papers of my own. I have a couple of these, which are like stationery you used to get in the stationery department at Walmart. And you could type up your, you know, letters to people. Then I have a couple of pages of really nice stationery. It's got like a grid design or like a ribbly design to it. It's cream colored. And then I got some of my own tea-dye kind of papers, which are mostly just tannish. I have this one here that's mostly tannish. This one had a little bit more speckle to it. That was one of my experimentations. And then we have this one that looked like something, it was where a couple of layers were laid on top of it. So it got dark where there wasn't anything laying there. That's the way it seems to do out there on the deck. If the sun hits it, it becomes a whole lot darker. My top sheet is always the darkest. I don't, you know, it's one of them things. Okay, so I will definitely have to prep these pages, like cut them down and all that kind of stuff, and get the white off of them. This is part of my ephemera. This will be part of my pages, and so will this, maybe. Okay, and then I have a few other things over here. I've got like this, a strip or two here from one of my other paper pads I used for the Grimoires, but I like it's got all the vials and test tubes and candles and all that kind of thing there. This one here is one of the stamp and stencil sets. I don't know if I've got a name on it. It's THMM 129, but it's got the skeletons and crosses, and then it's got the body, it's got poison, and then I like this part up here. I might do the table of the skeleton, but it's got druggist names up here, and that's mainly what I wanted it for. I've also got a little pile here of goodies from all this ephemera packs that you get over time. Like this is a prescription druggist. This is a prescription druggist. Anything that looked like it could go, like a formula, measurement. Okay, so all of these little goodies are going to go in this book. I've also got rub-ons. These are the remnant rubs, and I have some words in here I can probably use, and I got a bunch of numbers left over that I need to use up. So they will be used in this book. So let me get off of here and figure my file folder out. Okay, I looked at it, and I think the best way I can think to do it is just fold it right in half. It would work because it's like 5 1/2, a little over 5 3/4, and then it's about the right height. It's about 9 inches, and then this is a little higher. So I'm going to get over there, and I'm going to score it as best I can right down the center, and I'll be right back. Shame on me. I told you I was going to start bringing everything to you and show you my equipment. So I'm going to bring it over here and show you. Now, it looks like it's 11, a little over 11 1/2. So 11 is 5 1/2, or half of 11 is 5 1/2. So then we're going to go another quarter for the half mark. And then I don't know if we need to go one more. Let's try it. One more notch. If I can get through all of those layers, did that do it? I'm pushing really good because I want to get it to go all the way down. Did I go? Yeah, I even went through the back side. Okay, so now let me think about this. I'm thinking I want to cut the inside, probably. Am I wanting to do it like that? Let me think about it. I need to cut something because it's going to get a little bulky, I feel, if I fold it like this, or will it? It may not. Oh, we might be okay. See, the idea I thought here would be, it's actually a pocket. See that? It's a pocket. Hey! And see, file folders are used in nursing and pharmacies, and so everybody uses a file folder. So yeah, I think that's going to be great, because I'm also going to have a pocket back here. Now, if you felt like whatever you put in here is going to fall out, you can also put a string of glue there, either at the top or the side, and make you a pocket either way. So, let's do that, and just leave it. I'm not going to cut it. Now, when I sew it, so the signature's in through here, it's going to hold it all together. I mean, at least this part, you know, so it's not going to flop open. We do need to find something up here to hide the low gap parsley cemetery. And I wondered about that, or I may just find me some paper. Let's see, maybe some of the paper that I was going to cut up over here. Like, it says the chemist and druggist. Maybe that would be a good one to go up there. And I wanted to put something on the front. I'm still debating on what that is. It could be just one of the smaller pages. That one page only had one thing on it. Let's look at that. Oh, let's figure this out now. Where did you go? Where did you go? This one. This only has one item on it. So, and that's actually that. So that would work out good. I could put this at the back side to hide that. I'll probably put a little piece of paper over it first, just so it doesn't shine through. And then I'll put this on the front with a few other things. Yes, that works. Okay, where's the cutter? Where's the cutter? Don't have everything out here ready to go. All right. So let's cut all the edges off here. And while I'm doing that, I would like to do the shout out. I forgot in the last video to do the shout out. Oh, I think I was just, I don't know. Sometimes I get nervous, or I feel like I got to get done or something. I don't know. Sometimes I get antsy. You can never tell with me. So anyhow, today is the shout out will go to Bernice Chinaborch. I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong, but I've known Miss Bernice for a while. She actually used to be, I think, on one of the other Facebook pages I followed. Mrs. Paints a Lot. But she actually knows me through Tommy. Paper Crafting with Miss Tommy. Miss Tommy knows everybody. But anyway, I thank you so much, Bernice, for following me and watching me and enjoying what I do. And I really appreciate your support and all the nice things you've mentioned and said in comments and that kind of thing. And yes, and many, many great things to you in the future. And I hope you enjoy what you see that I do. I'm trying to cut and talk at the same time, and it's not working. Well, anyhow, I really, really appreciate all of that you do for me. Oh my goodness. I thought it was snowing out there a minute ago, and I didn't know if that was snow or rain. And man, it's got big flakes coming down now. I've got a window back here that I can see out of, because this is actually a bedroom where my craft room is at. Whew, that's some big flakes. We were promised snow the other week, and we didn't get it. So I guess it's making up for it now. Okay, so we got those cut off. And what we're going to do is get in here and open it up and see if we can get our thing covered. Like I said, I'm probably going to have to put a little piece of paper or something here. What do I have? What do I have? I'm trying to find something thin. Well, look, I just cut that off. So let's see. Let's put a little bit of glue on the back of that. Yeah, I'm looking for my glue stick. So let's do it this way. Actually, I don't know what I'm trying to do here. Just give me a minute to compose myself. Oh, see, it always turns this pink. I do not understand what the deal is where when that Tombow glue hits this, it turns it pink. It did that before when I did that other file project. Well, it's just something different. All right, let's get this on here real quick. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to rub it down, and then I'm going to cut around it. See, you can actually still see the low gap through that. But we're going to see about fixing that, and then I got to do it on this other side as well, right? Do I? Let me think about it. I'm not sure if I need to do it on the other side. All right. Yeah. Whoa, there we go. Okay. I have some little snippy scissors here. Let's see if they will get in here a little better. It's always hard to cut around these file folders, that's for sure. All right. That's good enough. Now, this was going to... No, I do need it. I need to do it on the back side as well, because that's going to be showing. It's going to stick up, you know. So let's put a little bit of that there. Haven't figured out what's going to go on the back side of this. Okay, so let's go ahead and do it this way. I'll rub that on. And I'll trim this off, and I'll be right back. Okay, I think we're going to do a little inking, because I'm not sure what part of this is going to show and what won't. And this is Vintage Photo Oxide, so it's going to have a nice warm tone to it. Okay, and more than likely I'm going to ink around the outside edges of this whole file folder, because I may leave it kind of recessed, you know, where you can actually see the file folder edges, because I think that'll be a neat item to see, neat concept to this. Yeah. So we're just going to ink around all of this, and I will get right back. All right, I had to go through all of it to ink it, because you can actually see the inside pieces as well. But what we're going to do is we're going to put this down here where you can actually see the chemist and druggist sticking up here. I might need to cut it off just a little bit more. I don't know. But what we're going to do is go ahead and trim. Trying to figure out where I need to trim. So I'm going to take my ruler and I'm just going to rip it. I really would like to keep that October, but I can stick it back in here somewhere else. And I'm going to be covering this whole piece here, because it's going to be visible when you peek into the pocket, you know. Okay, so we got to go all the way over here. Do this one. And I think I'm good with leaving the back one as is, because I don't really have anything to cover back there. Okay, I think I got the wrong side of the ruler here. See, you're not missing anything. I need to trim that because I think I did it wrong. Oh, okay. Yeah, it made it pretty bad. Pretty wrinkly. There, let's just do it like that. And I can always trim once I get it glued on here. Okay. Let's get something up behind it. Like this. And we got to get in here with our glue stick again and do the whole back. Yeah, I thought you might want to hear some other travels that I've done in my life. We went to Ohio quite a bit. I had a friend that she had family up there, and she always went to a reunion up there, and I would just kind of go with her. I didn't have anybody that I was visiting or nothing. It was just, we kind of went and got to see some sights, and we got into doing the Indian burial mounds. If you go to Portsmouth, Ohio, because we always came out of West Virginia, you know, we actually stayed with a lady in South Point, Ohio, and then we would go and look at the flood wall, and it had these beautiful murals on there. Some guy goes through and he makes these murals, paints them, and they're really pretty. Well done too. And one of them had all the burial mounds. Well, it was sort of dedicated to the Indians, to tell the truth. And then it had a bunch of stuff about the different burial mounds that was found. And so we were fascinated with them. So we decided to start searching for all of them. Now this one, Adena, I think it was the Adena mound. We found it by mistake. We were lost, and we were coming back down through there trying to find Portsmouth, and we go by, and I think it was marked. We didn't get to go up there, but you could see it was like up on the hill. And yeah, it was just like an animal shape, I believe, is what it was. Now, the one that I remember the best is the serpent mound. Oh my gosh, that was fascinating. It's built on the edge of a crater. They said that they thought that, you know, the Indians of the past thought that was a holy site or something because of the crater. And, I mean, there's been a lot of people that's done kind of movies and all kinds of different things like that on it, because of how it's made and where it's at. And if you go there, it's not very high. I mean, it's just right there on the ground, about 4 or 5 feet up. And it kind of winds itself just like a snake. And then you get up and you can see where the head is at, but it's not really delineated as a snake. It's just the winding part is the only thing that you can tell that that's what it is. All right, I like that. I got chemist and druggist up there. And I do need to put something on this back page. I just don't know what. Let me check it out. Okay, I decided to put this in here. This is actually the inside cover. So, I don't think that would be a bad item to have in here on the inside cover. Plus, it would cover up all of that as well. We need to cut this back a little on this side. So, probably about right there. And then I need to, and I think the best way to do this is to trace it. Not that you can trace on this. This is dark. Let's see if I can get the pencil to come out really good. Sometimes you can see the sheen. All right, let's do like that. See if that'll work. Okay, and then we have to do our bottom section. I'm going to go ahead and trim this off real quick and get that done. I think I'm going to put this on here with my Barely Arts glue. Oops. Okay. Did snow stop? Well, it's sort of still spitting out there. Ooh, yeah, I like that. Now, yeah, I needed to cut this part off. I thought I marked it. Didn't I mark it? I thought I did. All right, and then we're going to come over here. Oh, and it's right above that red line. Okay. All right, I got it cut. I'm going to do my edges here with some vintage photo. Just to age them up. Don't really think I need it on this inside edge, but we'll do a little bit anyway. Yeah, so we found the serpent mound. Then we had heard about something called Mound City. I can't remember if that's in Circleville, Ohio, or where that one was. So we went up there and visited that one. Wow, it had a lot of stuff there. It was a lot of walls. Well, I wouldn't call them walls. They were very short. They were just, you know, 3 or 4 foot tall. And I'm not really sure what the idea about those were. But, yeah, Indians had created those way back when. Some interesting things. I guess they were all either religiously oriented or something. But these people are gone now. I don't know where the Adena, I think Adena is the people that were up there. But, you know, no idea what happened to them. They were like 10,000 years ago is when they were up in that area. So I think another time we went to, what was that one? It was just one big mound. And I think they had actually found bodies in there. We started actually finding them out of the state as well. Now, in West Virginia, there was one down there in Huntington, and that one was kind of neat. It was like a big circle, a big spiral, I guess you could say. And as you climbed up, it just kept spiraling around and around and around. That's kind of neat. Of course, I was nominated to climb it. But I didn't really see much of anything different there except for the, you know, climbing up and looking out at the scene. Okay, so we got that. Now I'm wondering about putting one on the back side here. Because, you know, it kind of adds strength to it. Let me see. Yeah, we'll go ahead and put this one on the back side. These were the two that I'd pulled out. That was the wallpaper, I guess you call them. Or backdrops. They're called backdrops. So I need to figure out where I need to cut that one, like right there. And then I had a little bit of an edge up there I needed to cut off. So let's say we'll do it just like this. See if we can match that up, and I'll know exactly where to trim that off at. Okay, I have that one cut and inked up and ready to go. So let's get our ink on the back of it. Yeah, it had a campground on the back of here. I could never figure out what to do with that campground. So it had to go. But yeah, we went all over looking for all these different burial mounds. It's kind of fascinating. And then we got into the mail pouch barns. Now, that was something. We loved that. Now, I used to go and stay at a camp. It was actually a big old group camp. It's like 3 of them that was in the state of West Virginia. And one of them was called Cowboy Lingo. And it got that weird name because it was like it was at the center area of 4 counties: Cabell County, Wayne County, Logan County, and Mingo County. Cabway Lingo. That's how they come up with a name for it. But we would always go over there. You could rent it for a week. And I was staying over there with a Dameron surname. They rented it for the week, and I just started coming over and staying. And then that's where I met Sindora, who was the one that wanted to go to Ohio for family items all the time. And then where we were, it was like you almost had to go 45 minutes out to go to a courthouse. It wasn't the best situation, but you know, you paid to stay there. And when we first stayed there, it was rough, because you had these, it was like a Girl Scout, Boy Scout camp for a long time. That's about the only people that would use it. And then they had these big copper troughs in the bathroom. Well, it was where the sinks were at. The bathrooms were in another spot across the hall. But that, and it's cold water, ice, cold water around the mountain. So, and I'm going to actually bend this a little bit and put some wrinkles in it. This is how you can wrinkle up something to make it look a little older. Just kind of put a wrinkle in it, or just bend it somewhere and rub your brush against it. So we would stay there, and we would take what we call cat baths. But it was fun. We did have a shower. You could go and use the shower, but it was usually a long line for it. Oh, memories, right? Oh. So, anyhow, we would go and usually travel out, go to whatever courthouse we wanted to for the day. See about putting a little bit of layer on here, on my front cover. And it was worth it. I mean, it was fun. Anyway, back to the mail pouch barns. I'm digressing. There was actually 2 of them. If you go out to the end of that road, and we would go one way for one courthouse and one way for the other, there was this beautiful black one, mail pouch barn. Then if you went in the other direction to the other courthouse, there was another one, which was a red one with yellow writing on it. There's something called barnstorming, where you can actually go and find these people that will go around and find mail pouch barns. Now, there's quite a few. It's the upper left western corner of West Virginia. Yeah, it's always clogs up on me anymore. So, yeah, there's quite a few up there we found. And then we found tons of them up in Ohio. And actually, I get a DeLorme map. I used to get it at Walmart. And it would have the markings for where all the mail pouch barns were at. And where all the burial mounds were at. So I used that thing all the time to lead us around to figure out where everything was at. And it really helped. They had this real big one, or an old one in Germantown, Ohio, that was known for a certain way it was created. The buttresses or something in the barn. Not the barn. That was a bridge. I'm sorry. We did bridges too. Now I'm getting myself all mixed up. So anyhow. We did come down out of Ohio one time. We were still up in Ohio. We were lost. We were using GPS or whatever. It was taking us on every back road in the world. You know how that is. And it took us through this one area. I think it was Christiana, Cynthiana, something like that. But it had this, we went over a hill, down this dip, and over another hill. And there was this barn over there, and it didn't have a mail pouch on it. It had WOW, W-O-W. and it was like a bullet, or what do you call it? A bullseye. There we go. It was like a bullseye with 3 circles. And then the O for the wow was the center of the circle. Little did we know that, and we turned around and went back and got a picture of it. Little did we know that was the rarest barns you could find. And I think I had posted it somewhere, and somebody wanted to know exactly where that was. I can't tell you exactly, mister. We were lost. Oh my gosh. All right, let's see what we can do to decorate the cover here before we get into anything else. I've got the round guy here. That would look good. Ugh. He would look good somewhere. He's kind of blue though. Maybe that one would look good up there. Let's ink him. So it was always fun going to Ohio. We were finding something or other. Like I said, we got into the covered bridges, because we actually have a covered bridge over in Allegheny. You don't find very many of them anymore, but it was humpback bridge is what it's called, and that's because it actually goes up and over like this. It's a humpback. Neatest thing. And I loved going over seeing it. Dad would always take us over because he actually went to school near there when he was just a young boy. So he would take us over, show us the bridge, and then little did I know later in life I would find covered bridges in Ohio. All right, I like this one. This has actually got a hole you can punch out. I don't think I'm actually going to worry about inking it. Oh, I like that side better. Yeah, this side is more gray. The other side's more brown. So we started finding them in Kentucky and West Virginia and over in Ohio. Usually we would find a trip. I would be the trip coordinator, and I would find where we were going and then how I could get us by one of those areas that had either a bridge or a burial mound or something along those lines. I would like to put, let me put the half teaspoon. That'll work. And then I think my cover is going to be done. So, yeah. It's always fun to investigate. Let me put it in here like this. I'm trying to stagger things around so you got a little bit more of an interest. All right, so these guys can go somewhere inside. Maybe on the inside cover, because this is similar to a pocket in a way. It's got a bust of Athena or somebody there, and that's what I like about it. It seems like it got printed a little crooked though. There. Oh, I still got one little piece out here. All right, good enough. Yeah, maybe I'll glue that down as a little tuck. That's what we'll do. There we go. So he could tuck something in there if he needed to. Has my cookie weather? Oh, yep, the cookie weather has stopped. All right, now I have this dark trim here that I could put there. Why not? Just something to decorate it up with. All right. let's see. Trying to think what else I've been into. Tell you, oh, yes. Another thing. Hey, Bobs. My little kitten. Okay, another thing that we would do up in Ohio, and she knew I loved this. I love fossils and dinosaurs and anything to do with that. So we were going up there, and there is a dam, Caesar Creek Dam, where where they cut the drain through, or whatever, flow through. It goes down into the layers of all the fossils. Okay, so I've started to cut some of my papers, but yes, back to what did I get to? Oh, Caesar Creek and the fossils. Oh, yes. Okay, so she would let me go by there and dig. You had to get a pass to go there, and it was only for one day, and you couldn't take something bigger than something or other size out of there. Well, I hauled this real big piece out. I don't think anybody saw me. I was good to go. It wasn't that big. It was only like, a foot, maybe by a half a foot, but that was bigger than what they would usually allow you. But it was in some kind of a clay soil, and usually you could find snails and trilobites, I think that's the word, is the one thing that a lot of people were trying to find there, because these were like, those little roly-poly bugs that you can find out under logs and stuff? They looked a lot like them. Little bugs that will roll up like armadillo. Yeah, it was real similar to that. And but they had like whiskers, or antenna on the top of their head and stuff like that. They were from way long time ago, so they would a lot of people would be out there hunting for those. And what the bigger things that people had found, they had there where you had to go get the license. You could see some of the things that they had found over time, but it's something to do with the level of the earth up there. It's real high to the level that all of the sediments and critters and stuff, died and fell to, that kind of thing. But I don't know, I just was always fascinated. All right, I think that might be a good one to put at the front here. And then I'll put it on this one that's a little bigger. Then we'll do one of these. Just kind of building it. And we'll do one of these. But this is going to be just like a little journal. Something he can write in. And I'll have different things here and there. Interesting things he can look at throughout. Here's another white one. Put that one in here. Then another one of these. And then another one of these. Okay, where's the inside of that one? Not too far over here so you can see what I'm doing. Oops, I didn't go in there far enough. Okay. Then we have that one. And is this the one that's two-sided? Yeah, that's two-sided. And then we'll have this one. And then we'll have maybe this one. I'm not going to worry about anything extravagant on the inside layer. Now, I do want to put this crazy little cloth on here somewhere. Maybe I'll put it in here somewhere. Just so there's something of interest to see. Maybe right there. There we go. See if I can get it on there straight. Alright, so that's what we're doing for our signature. And what we're going to do is see if we can get that inside of our book now. Okay, I think I've got all my goodies and parts out here. Alright, so what we need to do is find the center of this. And we're going to hook it in here with our huge paper clips, just like that. Make sure we get it down in there. Put that one in here like this. And I'm just going to eyeball it, you know, and go dead center. That's dead center. And I'll wiggle it around just so my hole will get a little larger. And then we're going to do one right here, which is about an inch out from the end, and then an inch about right here. Okay. Then we can get that, set it aside. And we're going to go for our jute. And usually you do 3. 1, whoop, 2. And I'm going to go a half, because I usually don't do a bow or nothing in the center. So I don't need the 3. And then I'll take my rounded, and this is like a crochet needle or something. It's got a blunt end on it. And I use the same method that Mrs. E at Scrapbooking with Me does. She goes in the center, either in the upper or lower hole. Oops. Okay. Then I go down to the other hole at the other end of the outside stretch. Go in there. Ooh. Now, this is what they call a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. Now, you try to go in here and not thread through a previous thread that's there, because that will keep you from pulling tight. And then you just pull it. And you always go to the back side and make sure everything's tight. I had a little bit more there than I wanted. Wait a minute, how does that work? Okay. There we go. So let me pull that tight. And then you'll look on the back side, make sure that's tight. And you'll look inside of here, if you can, and see if that's tight. I think it is, because I had just enough thread, I know. Okay. I know he's not going to see this, because this is not going to play until the trip. While I'm over in West Virginia with him, because this is going to be his little goodie for his birthday. And, yeah. He won't know a thing. And I always try to get my needle back to where I need it to be. Alright, so I think that turned out really good. Ooh, it's got a little bit of resistance now that you've got so much in it. But not that much. So I'm going to go ahead and try to retrain it a little bit. Like that. I don't know that it needs anything to close it. Unless I would give him one of these big paper clips. He might like that. A big old paper clip. Oh, I'll think about it. Okay, so our cover's done. The back doesn't need anything. It can just stay file folder. Inside here, we've got our inside covers done. Back and front. Yeah, it looks really good. Walking sticks and umbrellas. And then we have a large area to tuck anything you wanted. Now, this one had the covering in it. So, and then that one I just leave plain. Okay, now, we got a little bit more decorating, right? Because I have some rub-ons over here to put in it. I had some stamps to put in it. So let's get to it. Get set up. Okay, first I'm going to do the table of the skeleton and get that on here. Let me just pull that off. Okay, and I'm going to try to situate it to where I can get it all right here on this one piece. And this will come in handy for him with his nursing. I mean, because, well, not handy, but it will speak to him. Let's put it like that. So let's find a place back here. This is a good spot. And I'm going to just do everything in black. So we're just going to take and stamp. I'm going to also do a little bit of stenciling because I'm going to put that skeleton in here. Okay, so that can go right here at the top table of the skeleton. He'll like that. Okay. Oop, that's fine. It's a little lighter than I wish it would be, but it turned out pretty good. All right, next I'm going to take a little bit of brown espresso and go ahead and do some of these skeleton heads just to get this stencil out of my way. Can you see that? I'm probably over a little too far. I got so much on my desk, I don't know what I'm messing with there. All right, so we'll just do a few bones. Need a little bit more. It's a few little jaggy places here on his head, and my spouncer hits it every time. Let's go upward with it. How about that? Oh yeah, that's much better. When I do a circular technique, it doesn't do well. Okay, I think that worked good. So I got a little bit here, and let's go to the back side and do a little bit back here somewhere. Maybe on the lower side here. There we go. That's good. And put my ground espresso away. And we're going to do just some willy-nilly different pharmacist things in here. So I'm going to go ahead and put that right up here. David Smith, druggist. Whoops. Oh my goodness, I got stuff everywhere. Okay. I need to put that back on here. Next. And I'm just going to find something here and there where I can stick it. That one didn't come out as good. Rats. Okay. When it doesn't do like you want it to do, go ahead and grab you something else and see if you can rework it. Now I'm going to do a tuck spot here and hide that. Yeah. Oh, look at that big old black spot on the back of my finger. Whoopsie. Okay. Got rid of that. All right, where is that? Okay, let me see if I can put him on the top side up here. Much better. It's a little blurry. It's much better than it was. Oh my goodness. All right, so next. Let's go up here a little bit. Go right up here. I do best when it goes on the top side. Yep. Oh, that looked good. That's way right hardware. No, it's not hardware. What is that? Head drab? Okay. Okay. So now we know I can't read. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I think we have poison to put on here somewhere, and then that's it. Where would that be a good spot for that? That takes a lot of ink. Okay. We'll put it up here with all the skeleton heads. How about that? Oh, very well. I've yet to get myself one of those stamping presses. I told Mom I wanted to get one, and she gave me money to get one for Christmas, and I still haven't done it. Now, this stamp that I have is from Lorna at Tailor Made Journals. She makes some beautiful stamps, and she had this one that had all these words, and apothecary would be perfect in here. So I am going to put that at the top of this one white page. Okay. Got tonics, tinctures, and something else on it. Hopefully it turns out for me. Yeah, she had laundry and merchandise and mercantile and all these different things. Okay, I got a little bit of line on either side, but I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, my next order of business is some of these strips that I have. And I have this one that's got all the vials and a skeleton and your writing equipment, and I thought that would be good right underneath of apothecary. And put it right here. Let me see. Yep. Have to get my tweezers so I know I'm straight. There we go. That looks good. And we may put something over here like this. I think I'm going to have to fill my glue again. I just filled it. Maybe I'll lay it down there. Okay, we're going to put that right there. Just for something. And then we have this here. Maybe we'll put this in here since it's blue and not really anything else is blue, but I really like it. Okay. Actually, I'll put this strip that I cut off of that piece that went in the front. It's a little bit long. Let's whack it off there. I think that's right. Now, I'll put this down, then I'll put that on top of it. Whew. There. It almost wasn't cut off enough. And then I'll put this right there. Like right in the center. There we go. And I'm always trying to do some kind of a little collage-y kind of a thing here. Now I have, there's no red. I don't know why I got that one. That's red. Let's check into the workroom. There we go. We'll kind of stick this to the side. And we have another one of these strips here. Put that in the center. Right over here. And I had a little tiny strip of that left, so we'll use that back here. And I had a little tip of that went on the inside cover. Can you tell I'm concentrating? I'm sure not saying much. Oh my goodness. I feel the need for speed. Isn't that what they're always saying? Now I'm going to have to get in here and cut a few of these out because I'd like a few of those in my journal. Okay, I cut some of these out. We'll put some in, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to stop here soon. I did have a few things I wanted to show you. You know how it is. Show and tell. And I'll have to decorate the rest of this off screen and come back and show you in the next video how it turned out. And see, I like that. And then we'll put this over here, maybe at the top. I'm just going to use my glue stick for all of them. That's a pretty one. I wonder if Zach knows what half of these things are. I believe I'll put one on each page. How about that? And then I have rub-ons I still wanted to do. I mean, I didn't get it done in time, did I? I wonder if this might be where I could do a part 1 and 2. I doubt if you'd want to see a part 2 of this. Yeah, I'm always doing a whole lot more after the fact, you know, than before. I'll sit here and piddle with it all night long sometimes. Alright, glycerin. Actually, that glycerin might go good on that page that I had that blue round one at. Where was that at? Well, where is it? Have I lost it? Good grief. You remember what I'm talking about, right? That one. Well, it's not it's not green, it's blue, but at least it's another color. There. I'll put that down right there. And then put one right here. These are some neat little advertisements. I love stuff like this. I mean, they'll put a lot into a journal, especially when they're old like this. Whoops, I don't know what that was. Something fell off the wall. Here's one that's got liniment. Here, let's do this little circle one. We'll do him right in the middle of there. Perfect. Perfect. All right. Got a nice brown page, so we'll do liniment over here. Oh, it's sticking. Yeah, we'll do that right down here. I needed a new page. That one was getting sticky. Pretty sticky. Okay. There. Mercurochrome. I remember that stuff. Shoo. This one I'm not too sure what it is. Milka biscuit. Biscuit. Is that like Milka magnesia? Huh. Very odd. Now this one says lime water. I have never heard of that. Okay. Cut Bank Drug Company. Now peroxide I've heard of. Okay, let me give you a little flip through of what we got done so far. Like I said, I'm going to have to do a little flip through on the next video so you can see all the other stuff that I put in here. Look, I've done got probably an ink blotch in here for my hand. Okay, here is what we have so far. Like I said, I might do some kind of a band or something, like an elastic band. I'll just do that. That would be the best way. It's masculine, you know. Okay, so here is our file folder, which we just folded right in half. I've got little goodies all on the top here. And then you've got this big pocket inside of here for anything. You open it up, you've got a tuck here. And then you got a bunch of bottles. And we have apothecary, some, you know, figuring numbers, whatever you want to call that. We have the little shelf with all the goodies on it. Here's some bones and poison. And then I need to do a few of these with those labels. Look, there is another one. I must have rubbed it off my finger right there. We have this down here just for a little decoration. And then we start using a bunch of our little labels from Mrs. E at Scrapbooking with Me. Thank you, thank you. Here's a table of the skeleton. There's perfume. It goes really good with that. Milk of biscuit. But yeah, I have a whole lot more I could do to this, and I probably will. So I'll have a lot more to show you when I come back. I probably need to get some tags in here. Maybe I'll do some big journal cards for in there. I don't know. It may be another video. I'll sit here and think about it and see what I got to do to it yet. So, yeah, I may end up doing another video because I still had things I wanted to put in it. Okay, well, there we go. I might have some kind of a closure figured out for it by next time we get back together. So, yeah, I have other things to do. Okay, I do have a few goodies to show you. The last video, I meant to show these to you, and I got confused on if I'd show that video or not. But here are my Suit of Queens cards. Now, this was Scrapbooking with Me as well. Her beautiful freebie digitals. I had to make her the Queen of Hearts. And I did not show myself putting these on. This was another freebie she sent back at Valentine's sometime. But yeah, I did a bunch of extra stamping and stenciling. And I got those from a certain Tim Holtz stamp pad. But yeah, I really loved how they turned out. And I had to figure out which one I wanted to be. She was dark, so she was Queen of Spades. She had to be. And then this one, she looked Irish, so she was the Shamrock one. And then this one with the diamonds. And I think they each had, like, something to do with their, like, I think she's got a big bunch of diamonds around her neck. But, yeah, I thought those turned out really cute. And these were my cut, what was that, paper, glue, and scissors video or something. I can't remember what I called it now. But these were notebooks, and they have a tuck in them. But they're made along the lines of the little accordion booklets, but they have a lot more accordion parts to them. But they're just full of all these papers that I dyed over the summer. And they're like a little booklet to put in your purse or whatever. They'll lie pretty flat. I mean, you get them open and do them like that. And then there's 4 or 3 of these little things that'll make it go really flat at a certain point. So, I hope you liked all of those videos I had in the past. And I've been working on something else over here that Celeste from Woodland Inspired, she was doing. She did a bunch of tags with napkins, and I'm trying to, but yeah, I don't know. It's hard for me to like cover stuff up. But she did a bunch of the texture pastes and things with them. Well, I don't think I have the right texture paste. Some I do have to cover because I used like old papers like that one. But these were all mixed media papers. That one turned out real pretty. But here, I did do some gesso on this one, and then I used some lip liner, old lip liner I wasn't going to use for anything on there. And the same thing here, or this may have been an eyeliner, but it was a gesso, and it was really white, and I said it needed something, so I put that on top. Now, this was already tinted, and that was that one I've been using for a lot of stuff, but I did roses in here. Now, these two I wrapped around. These were square napkins, and I just went ahead and wrapped them all the way around the tag, so I didn't lose any of it. I thought, why not do it that way? Well, all my subscribers and viewers, thank you for coming. I hope I didn't keep you too long. Catch up with me again. I may be doing a second part to this little apothecary booklet here, file folder book. So catch up with me again. Everybody have a great, great day, and bye-bye.